Alright, so real quick. Let me start over. Alright, so here's the GUI, what I've got so far anyway. The bottom, nothing is set up down here. This is all just placeholder for once we want to start importing, exporting our data. The bounding boxes we'll go over here in just a minute. Primary, reset doesn't have anything tied to it yet. I thought we would need something like that. So far I haven't used it for anything, but I'm sure at some point we may need it. I don't know. Anyway, okay, to start it off, you just hit load image. Choose the image that you want to import. This particular image is from the IAM handwriting database. It's about a 3-4 gig database, I believe. So yeah, I can either burn it to a DVD or throw it on a thumb drive and bring it to class next week. Just let me know. Alright, so once you import your image, it generates this little selection tool here. Drag, drop, resize. So once you get it set up to capture a particular word or paragraph, you just hit parse string. So here is the actual character identification. I say that rather loosely because right now it's not using any OCR tools or any kind of machine learning, anything like that. This is strictly image processing. So it did pretty well with that word. Let me go up here and do this one. Hit parse string again. Okay, so here's my problems that I'm having so far with it. First, you see this little box right here. For some reason, I get these little, I don't know what you call them, remnants. I'm not really sure. But anyway, it's not too big of a deal because you can just select it and you can go to our bounding boxes tools here and just hit delete. Say we want to edit this one, you can just hit edit. And then we can save that particular selection, and then finally over here just hit add. If you want to add a box, you can move it, resize it, save it, that kind of thing. So yeah, we'll delete that one. Not too worried about those. Okay, so that's my first issue, the small little squares, working on that one. The second one, which I think is more of a problem, is a case like this. So we've got an overlap. Not too big of a deal for dealing with small data sets, so we can just say delete that one, edit this one, and resize. Okay, so the issue is, yeah, we've got the eye now, but now once we process this data, okay, first a word on the processing. When throwing it over into our machine learning, I've read it's best to have it all uniform data set size. So like each one of these, it resizes each bounding box to a particular size. Just for right now, I've just done it by for a 128 by 128 image. We can do it whatever we need to, whatever works best for the processing, and that can all be changed later. But back to the eye. So here's our eye, and then here's the actual section of the N. I thought of a few different ways to handle it. One, we could do some kind of cropping tool on it if we need to, or maybe some kind of erase tool just to set that to white. So all those can be implemented fairly easily. The issue is, though, we're talking about one word, or I'm sorry, one letter. And that's going to take forever as far as the processing is concerned on our part. So say we want to do a whole paragraph. So yeah, we've got the whole paragraph recognized. One with the dots or the small boxes. So here's the section that we were just looking at. So here's that little tiny section up there is the small dot. So it's going to be a pain to go through and try to find all of those, especially if you can't see them. Here's the eye. So to actually go through every paragraph and try to process that data, individual characters at a time, is going to be a pain in the ass. So yeah, maybe once we get an OCR tool in place, that may help a little bit. I'm not really sure how we want to go about doing that yet. So if you guys have any ideas, that'd be great. I'm at a loss on that. Yeah, that's pretty much all I've gotten done. I know it's not a lot by any means, but at least we've got some way to start doing something. As of right now, I don't have any way to save this information or to save these images or export these images. I've got a few ideas on how I want to handle that, but I think first we need to decide how we want to send it to the machine learning program, but we'll get there. So that's pretty much it. Back to the code, or to the code. I apologize. I have not commented anything really, or documented anything. I mean, all the commenting, or I would say 99% of the commenting you see is the MATLAB generated commenting. I will eventually get back to that. I haven't had the opportunity to yet. I'm just trying to throw everything together. Real quick though, as far as the actual like processing of the bounding boxes, determining where those are, that's pretty much handled in, I don't know, lines like 140 to 150. I mean, that's the actual processing of determining where the bounding boxes go. There's a little more in the actual placement of it. For example, line 150, like 150 to 157 handles setting it up for displaying the boxes. At line 157 you make a call to display boxes, which is near the bottom, and that's only about 20 lines long to actually display the boxes. So it's not a lot of code by any means for handling those functions, which is nice, I suppose. Like I said, I am working on the issue of the small boxes, and I should have that taken care of hopefully by the end of the day. But as far as situations that we were looking at, like the eye, I really don't know. Really don't know how to handle that yet. So anyway, that's what I've got going on so far. Just wanted to give you guys an update. Sorry for the video if it records crappy. It's a crappy program, but I just was too lazy to type all this up. So anyway, later.